Hello everybody, Maven here, and hypothetically this gun allows you to cheat in the Crucible. This is an old weapon that came out 3.5 years ago in February of 2022. It is the Krait 720 RPM auto rifle, and this gun has been bugged ever since it released. Bungie has never fixed it, and safe to say they never will. And this bug allows it to have an unfair advantage over other 720 RPM rapid-fire auto rifles, so you could technically call it legal cheats. And it is still obtainable via weapon focusing at Banshee in the tower whenever Vice weapons are in the daily rotation. So allow me to break it down for you. Hope you enjoy. Shout out to our sponsor, Advanced GG, the #1 gaming supplement in the world. Use code MAVEN at checkout for 10% off. Link down below. Thank you. So the perk Adagio gives you a very strong 30% damage buff for 7 seconds after achieving a kill at the cost of 20% of your rate of fire, making it one of the lesser good damage perks to run in the Crucible. Comparatively to other options, the rate of fire hindrance heavily offsets that 30% buff, not giving you much of a shift to your TTK. As you can see here with the new Kepler auto rifle, the Giver's Blessing, it starts off as a 720 RPM, and after getting a kill for 7 seconds it goes down a couple archetypes and becomes somewhere between a 450 and a 600. The brand new Ahab Char is another 720 RPM auto rifle that gets the perk Adagio, and as you would expect, it works the same exact way. Get a kill, RPM slows down, offsets your buff, you get it. Now there are only 3 720 RPM auto rifles in Destiny 2 that get Adagio, and the old Krait from Season 16 is the other, except with this one, it's bugged. As you can see here, I get a kill to activate Adagio, but my rate of fire does not slow down. It stays as a 720 RPM, but I still receive that full 30% damage buff. This is surely not intended, and Bungie surely does know about it, but my guess is that it's nowhere near the top of their priority list of bugs to fix in the game, and since it's been bugged for nearly 4 years, I have my doubts that it will ever be fixed. Besides, literally nobody uses this auto rifle in the Crucible anyways, but if you are a 720 enjoyer, this is technically the best one. See, now typically if you wanted a considerably higher TTK in the Crucible, you'd have to run something like Kill Clip, which is a 25% damage buff, except it only lasts 5 seconds, and you have to reload to activate it. Adagio, on the other hand, doesn't need to reload to activate and also lasts longer, making it easier to keep up and start chaining kills with it. Now there are other damage perks that activate for 7 seconds after getting a kill that don't require reload, and that's Desperate Measures, which is a 10% damage buff, Golden Tricorn and Sword Logic, which are 15% damage buffs, and Paracausal Affinity, which is a 20% damage buff. So this perk being a 30% buff is just absurd compared to the other options. It's literally the strongest that it gets when it comes to PvP damage buffs, outside of things like Multi-Kill Clip ×3 and Bait and Switch, which you'll never really activate in Crucible, and Golden Tricorn ×2, which you'll rarely activate even if you're a god gamer. So as stated, this is technically legal cheats. This bugged damage perk is incredibly strong, but don't get me wrong, just because it's a quote-unquote legal cheat doesn't mean it's broken. It's nowhere near game-breaking. 720s are not meta, they have never been meta, and they probably will never be meta. This is just a fun blueberry gun to run around with in 6s if you're confident in your kill chaining capabilities. Speaking of which, I apologize for my subpar gameplay. This was my first quick play PvP session in months because I've been so busy making tons of PvE Edge of Fate videos, and I was also addicted to Elden Ring before Edge of Fate came out. So it's been a minute since I've done Crucible, plus I wasn't playing on my main. I main Warlock and Hunter in PvP. I was playing on Titan because I needed to farm up some Crucible armor for my next video. Hint hint, wink wink. Anyway, I just wanted to quickly break down how good this bugged damage perk is. So the base optimal TTK for a 720 auto rifle requires 10 crits for a 0.75 TTK, and then 17 to the body for a 1.33 TTK. And with Paracausal Affinity, the best unbugged damage perk without requiring a reload is a 20% buff, which brings your optimal TTK down to a 0.67, requiring 8 crits and 1 to the body, and then a 1.17 TTK to the body, requiring 15 shots. Then we got Kill Clip, which is a 25% damage buff, which gives you a very, very solid 0.58 TTK, requiring just 8 crits, and 1.08 TTK to the body, requiring 14 shots. And finally, we come to the bugged Adagio on the Krait. which does result in the same 0.58 TTK as kill clip, except requiring one less crit, with 7 to the head and 1 to the body, so a bit of forgiveness there, and then 13 to the body for a 1 second flat TTK. And those values are incredibly forgiving. When you have Adagio active, you'll straight up melt people. Missing all crits and still getting a 1 second flat TTK from up to 30 meters away is a very, very hard thing for anything to compete with within intended range. Now, yes, the values may not be too far apart from kill clip, but again, I gotta emphasize the activation and the timer. Kill clip requires a reload and also is 2 seconds shorter. Adagio doesn't need anything and is fully chainable and refreshable. The role I have in game is something that I originally thought wasn't a perfect god role, which is subsistence and Adagio, and typically I'm not too big a fan of subsistence in PvP. But when you think about the fact that you're using this gun with the intent of kill chaining, it actually makes perfect sense. Subsistence will allow me to load some free ammo back into the mag after a kill, and so will the Viced Stinger origin trait. And with these two things together, I can easily chain like 3 kills back to back without really sweating my ammo capacity. So it's a fun weapon to mess around with. Like I said in the intro, you can still focus this weapon at Banshee in the tower whenever Viced weapons are available in its daily rotation. So if you're bored and you're someone like me who likes to try wacky stuff for fun in Crucible, go for it. And if you're working at Bungie and you're watching this, please don't nerf this. This bug hurt no one. It's just been chilling in the shadows for years, minding its own business. Just leave it be. In fact, Vladov and Viced weapons are just flavorfully known to be all about rapid fire, so this should instead become a feature instead of a bug. If Adagio ever rolls on anything Viced, the RPM shouldn't be slowed. It should be an intrinsic perk of Viced weapons. Anyway, enough of my rambling, just a quick PSA video for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit the like button and drop a comment because it helps out a ton. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing. Would love to have you here for more Edge of Fate content on the way. And I will catch you in the next video. See you later.